Let's put our hands together for Yannick Noah, captain of Team Euro. Oh, good.
Hi guys.
I gotta be honest, you didn't see it, and I'm so happy to have you on Served. I've been such a fan of yours for such a long time. This is awesome for us.
Thank you. Can you repeat that?
Yep, I will. Well, we can edit it. We can send it. We can send it to you.
I need some confidence.
I gotta be honest though, Andre was talking a lot of trash. He was just here right now. He was talking a whole lot of trash, but did share the matchups for tomorrow early. Opelka, Casper, Menchik, Mickelson, Fonseca, Caboli. Are you happy with the way the matchups turned out?
Well, I'm happy in general. So yes, obviously, as you know, you have all these quality players, so are you starting to sabotage me? And there's all these quality players, so
yeah.
Obviously, we're gonna have some great tennis. All these guys are so good. So yeah, now we know who's playing who. We've been here for like 3 days practicing, getting ready for this unbelievable event.
When you were approached about doing this job, not the same as Andre because you have experience being a captain. You led France to the Davis Cup title as a captain in 1991. I remember watching that. I was obviously cheering against you that day. But then 1997, you led the Fed Cup team to a title. And then even last year, 2024, the Paralympics, you were the wheelchair captain. You have a lot of experience with being a captain. How much does that translate to this style of event? Or is it completely different because you're parachuting in for the week and a bunch of players from a bunch of different places and cultures?
Well, it's always different. All the players are different. We all have different journeys, right? So it's not about what I'm saying. First of all, I'm trying to listen to what they have to say, who they are. I'm coaching men and women. I'm not coaching players. I don't know anything about tennis, to tell you the truth. But I'm trying to, with time, it's about transmitting. I'm a grandfather, so it's about transmitting. And I love that part, but you have to listen to the players. So most of these players, I don't know them. I saw them on TV.
Yeah.
I saw a few matches at the French Open, but to be able to spend some time outside the court, talk about life in general, I get to know them. And this is where my job is fun. And I really look forward to just go into the court and see how they react. But it's about trying to listen to who they are first.
How has that process been this week? And I asked Andre a similar question. As active athletes, I say when someone retires, they're ready to tell you the truth, right? As an active athlete, we're always trying to convince ourselves, I didn't play well last week, but I'm definitely going to play well this next week. I'm going to try to convince myself that something's going better. How do you value the feedback from the players versus what you're seeing in practice? And how do you kind of have those two things offset?
Again, it depends on the player, and it's sometimes the timing. There are moments that you can say certain things. There are other moments when you just have to let the person digest it a little bit, because at the end of the day, he's the one playing, so I can have my input. But the moment when you say something is very important, the timing is important, and not only the timing, it's like the tone. The tone is very important also.
That's what my wife says. Apparently, I get the tone wrong.
What you said. You said it.
It is true. There's so many ways to say the same things, but it's about the intensity and how you say things that can make a difference, especially when you're with these guys under pressure all year long. So it's very important. The communication is very important at that moment.
Tell me if I'm wrong. I heard a story once you wore the Cameroonian wristband, the famous wristband, in part because it was to remind yourself you were playing for something more than just yourself, that there was something you were representing. And I wonder how, first of all, I suspect you would have loved this event, but how you're sort of balancing the individual of tennis with this team format that I think speaks to some of your strengths.
Well, I mean, Andy, we play tennis, but we always play for someone. Always. You don't play for yourself. people have a tendency to think that we're playing for ourselves. I never played for myself, and I don't think Andy ever played for himself. You always play for someone. You know, you start playing, you're a kid, you say, hey mom, did you see that? Hey dad, did you see that? And you move on. And then as you grow up, you know, the motivation changes. You know, like 17, 18, I was playing to get some more chicks. You know, because I knew that if I was not good, I'm not gonna get any girl.
How'd that turn out?
So I tried to be good, and this happened. And then you say, okay, I'm gonna have my first check. What do I do? Well, I'm gonna get maybe half mom. You know, and then dad says, hey, what about me? So, and then on and on. So the motivation change, and it's always a good feeling to know that you're winning and you're playing for someone. And I play for the loved ones. Sometimes I play for people who came to me and say, winning made them happy. I'm happy to hear that. And of course, me being French and also African, when I play, I know that there's a lot of people in Africa and in Cameroon in particular that are very happy. So I play, it gives me the energy. And now being captain of Europe, I mean, I'm so full of gratitude. You know, I can't even believe I'm here because I was in Cameroon, you know, but in my house, you know, I'm like living in the middle of the jungle. Now, you know, I'm going back to the roots, you know, and then for some reason the phone worked. And it's like Steve and Roger calling me saying, would you be the captain? Captain of what? You know, I didn't know if they wanted me to get them on the boat somewhere. So, and I say, you know, I mean, how you doing, Roger? I say, what's wrong with you? He said, well, you know, everything's cool, Yannick. Would you be captain? I said, are you joking? So then he said, no, he's serious. And I take it, I'm very, first of all, I'm impressed to be, you know, coaching these guys. You know, what do you say? You know, I was just practicing with Carlito. What do I say? Just shut up. And just let him play, you know. So, no, it's an honor to be here. It's my first time in San Francisco, so I'm really happy to be here.